Hey guys, this is Nini, aka Sunflower Fields, and I'm back with another video. So today I kind of wanted to speak a bit about um, my journey, and I know a lot of people, not just me. It's a collective thing. Um, Always go through a lot before they see the light, meaning there's a lot of darkness. How they say, sometimes you don't see the end of the tunnel. Kind of like that. And though July has been a difficult month energetically for me, I've been just very fatigued, um, thinking a lot about just what I, where I want to be and where I am and how I'm not so happy about that. Um, it's also not been the worst that I've gone through. Not saying this is bad, this is horrible. July, and still now I'm still recovering, has been pretty draining. Um, but yeah, I just want to give you guys a little bit of the bad things, a little bit of the bad of what I went through, and maybe this will help somebody. Um, and also for myself, I guess, is a way of releasing, because I am a person that is very used to keeping things inside. I know this. My guides know this. My twin flame definitely know this. He knows this, and his higher self has always been very patient with me. But I have not always been the best counterpart. um, a big part of my journey has been learning how to forget about everything that I was taught and trying to seek things in a more spiritual way rather than logical way. I'm naturally a very logical person, kind of like seeing is believing. That's always been how I've been, except for religion wise, which is something that parents always taught me about religion, and so that was just, it is, even if it's not logical, which, of course, whether you believe it or not, I'm not saying I believe it or not, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying it was just something that was, even if it didn't always logically make sense. Um, I have been coming to terms with having a twin flame. Um, for some reason, I've always felt inadequate for a lot. I always hesitate to do things, even though I know that deep down I know that I'm able to do things. My first instinct is to hesitate. Think once, twice, have a plan A through Z. That's just how I've always been. And I've been learning how to break that. But in my journey, that has been a big problem between me and my twin. Not because he doesn't like that part of me, but just because that has been the reason why it took me so long to clear everything. And even now, um, I still have a lot of things I need to clear. Um, so when I first kind of realized that we had a connection, my first instinct was to say, no, Nini, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. You don't know this person. This person lives on the other side of the world. How can this connection be? It can't. And then when I finally met him briefly, I encountered him twice in a month. The first time I was far enough where I it didn't purge as much. I did very much so purge a lot. Um, but it wasn't as intense as the second time, which one day I might go into story time and tell you guys more about it a bit more in detail. But we were, if I put my hand out, me and him would have been touching. That's how close we were. And we made eye contact. And that eye contact in the moment felt like a sigh of fresh air, like, like a breath of fresh air, sigh of relief, because I finally got to see this person that I felt since I first laid eyes on him, that I knew um, from somewhere. I didn't know what it was. But after that, that's when things really got bad. Um, I deny him in every aspect of the way. Like, I'd write letters to him, not to write. I never send them. Please don't misunderstand. But a big way for me to release has always been writing, and I'd always write letters, just rejecting him, just telling him how this couldn't be, how I didn't like how he made me feel. And it wasn't because he made me feel bad. It wasn't never an ominous feeling. It was more of he brought a lot of my stuff to the table and made me just have to look at all the bad. Not him physically, but by being aware of him, I saw that I had a lot to work on. And I just didn't want to. And I would deny him when I'd see him, when I'd hear him. There was times back then where I would feel the sensation of a hug, and my whole being would just reject everything. And there was a lot of reasons why, but one of them, the main part, was just I was not ready. And my guides knew that. They knew that I wouldn't be ready if I was awakened maybe further in life. It would have maybe taken more time. And with everything manifesting now, I wouldn't be ready for what I feel will be happening soon. I'm a stubborn person. I was very set in my beliefs. I was very stubborn. And so I purged. Um, I would say that I completely cut him off at one point where anything, like, I would force myself not to see, not to hear. Just went into a very dark place. And that drove him away for a bit. Um, Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm meditating over it, now that I'm more aware, it's been almost a year where I finally kind of started coming back. I thought I wasn't coming back. I was just ready. I was just like, I'm letting everything go. I'm not. This is not for me. I'm not doing this. It took me, last year was 2018. It took me 4 years after I disconnected with him, after I let him go. It took me 4 years for me to finally come back, you know? And yeah. And I'm not going much into detail because there's just so much. But, you know, um, I'm in a better place, I guess. Um, I remember one of the last things I said before I broke the connection in 2014 was, if this is real, why aren't you here? You know? If this was real, then why isn't it happening in the physical? Why do I only see you in like visions, like I can't even say dreams because yes, there were dreams too, and I'll go into that another time. But my third eye saw his higher self. I felt him. I heard him, and though I knew there was a connection, I didn't have a label. Which, I mean, I'm not saying that there has to be a label, but I just wasn't aware of what it was. And then and these all these things seem like a fantasy to me. I'd be like, girl, why are you fantasizing? Why are you fantasizing about a guy that you're never gonna? It's never gonna happen. And I never. It, it was. I never expected to be with him. I was never one of those girls that was like, oh, he's my no. Um, it was never like that. And then when this would happen in the 5D, I would think it was a fantasy, you know? And I remember him sometimes, he'd just be sitting not too close, not too far before things got really bad. And he'd just be there patiently, no judgment. Just let me just rant. Just me, because he tried comforting me in the beginning, and that didn't work. And words weren't working. Dreams that made it worse. It just, I had a lot of things to deal myself, whether it be this life, past life. There was just things that I needed to work on by myself before I was able to accept him. And so I remember just ignoring him, until eventually I just stopped seeing everything. I stopped hearing him. I stopped feeling him. It just stopped. And for some odd reason, not even for some odd reason, I keep on saying that, but in the beginning, it was great because I felt, wow, finally this crazy feeling, this is all gone. But soon after that, I felt alone because I had no guidance. I didn't have that comfort, that feel of wholeness that I did when I was with him. Because even when in anguish, at least I had that feeling of being whole. And that was part of the problem. I feel like, in a way, though I denied him, I also depended too much on him, even when I didn't know the connection, what it was, or anything. And now that I've been meditating, been thinking on it, it was just necessary because at this point, I don't. I'm not looking for a physical union. I'm not. If if it does happen, great. If it doesn't happen, that's fine too. Because even though we're not physically in union, he's with me in the 5D, and slowly but surely, our connection. Our connection is mending again. I'm starting to hear him, see him more, and when I look back, he connection really it can't be cut off, because once I cut things off, that was when, instead of communicating with me, you know, through, my third eye, or just me hearing or feeling things, he connect through music. And it was in such a way that my stubborn self didn't notice. And it healed a lot. And I'm not trying to sound codependent. That's not what this is. It's just that by me healing, or by him healing, it benefits both of us, because we are one at the end of the day. And even when I didn't want him, he was still there in some way, shape, or form. His higher self was always there. My guides were always there, you know. And I never know why I do these videos, um, podcasts. But really, if you're feeling like you're in a dark place, if you're feeling like there's no way out, that this journey has no point, and I know most people know that there is a point, and then we do have, a contract that we need. We have a purpose. I just want to let you know that this is all part of the process. It's not, sunshine and, like, puppies and cute things. It's not all about that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of anguish, a lot of suffering, just because, all good things require hard work. And, you guys aren't alone. You have your guides, you have your twin flame, and you have a community. So, guys, really, I do hope this helps at least one person. And I've been rambling a lot, and apologize about that, but um, just meditate, spend a lot of time alone, just thinking, just some time in nature. If that doesn't help, if you really need friends to talk to, that sounds really bad, but if you really need somebody to talk to, there's a community of people that are going through what you're going through. You're not alone. And just don't be too hard on yourselves, guys. You know? Um, so I hope I mean, this isn't like an entertaining video by any purposes, but I do hope that you guys listened all the way through, even though it's long, and I apologize because it is long. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.